Once again, you are not listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Uncensored Radio, and I am here. Wait a minute, Flip. Put the fucking Jergens bottle away. Will you
You know,
fucking put that
you know
little
what?
red?
What
Come
do
on,
I look like?
we're
What do
on
I
the
look
air
like?
right now.
Do I look like some poor ass bastard? You know what?
Come on,
All
come
you
on. Get off the
cheapskates still,
phone.
all
Tell
you
Daddy's girl.
cheapskates
No.
that still
Tell
use
Daddy's girl to call
Jergens
her back.
are so cheap. Look, Daddy's Girls has a new product out on the market. It's just straight from the mouth of Daddy's Girls. They just spit into a bottle. If you need your share of Daddy's Girls spit, just contact Daddy's Girls at 186 what is it 1877 Daddy's Girls. They'll send.
AADGRYL.
Oh, you're getting a bottle too, huh?
Shut up, Flip. Come on, man. We're on the air. You keep that shit to yourself.
Oh man, Daddy's
Fucking
Girls
guy,
spit.
man.
For all your needs. For all your needs.
For all your needs, yeah. So, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of our double header. First podcast, we covered all the champions and what happened at the pay-per-view, especially some of the stuff going down on Taboo Tuesdays and Turnbuckle Thursdays. Cover the Calamity Contract pay-per-view schedule. Now we're gonna get into the trash talk. Flip, you saw the report yourself. You saw the fucking multitude of trash talk we had this cycle, which to me, obviously, when I have this much material to work with, that's when I put out my best work. And I fucking had a
Now let's let me speak on that real quick, because
go for it.
I mean there's a lot of leagues that have a lot of trash talk. I think what makes it unique here in the Wicked Wars is the interaction between the managers. And we've mentioned in other places and in other shows, hey, that's what makes a league. When you got interaction and trash talk doesn't go ignored. I mean, obviously the Wicked Wars has taken it to a whole well, let's just say it like it is, to a wicked level. And you know what? It's not for everybody. No, like I said, this is definitely a league.
After they hear this, they're gonna know why you're saying that.
well, yeah. I mean, you know what? And again, the great part about it is nothing gets ignored. So Melvin walking funny for a few days. Hey, it happens. Hey,
It
you know what?
hurts, Flip. It still hurts. So house fault, man. I got some stitches in my ass.
Oh,
That
man.
motherfucker. I'll get them back. But again, for those listening, Wicked Wars, man. If you're into angle-based trash talk play, this is the league for you, bar none. Again, I know Flip, and I'll agree with you. And anytime you ever say this, that there are other leagues that do have great trash talk. They do have great commissioners that know how to, weave the trash talk together. But I really feel that when everything's clicking in the Wicked Wars League, there really is nothing like it. And the only reason I say that is because, again, as you know, and for those listening at home, we are the only league in the IWA that is 100% uncensored, meaning you can say whatever the fuck you want, however the fuck you want, to whomever the fuck you want. You can't get that in any other league. So if you have some kind of crazy off the wall storyline you wanted to do, but you've always got worried, you worried about the censorship, or like you Flip, how you like to put it, the little stars and the asterisks and shit that the IW loves to impose in their so-called 18+ leagues. That shit doesn't fly here. This is you do what you want.
Could you imagine putting an asterisk on that picture?
Good luck. It has to be in font 130.
It would have just been a big asterisk on the whole damn page. I'm like, what happened there? It's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And again, I'm not going to share the actual images we've had, especially in this report. But again, if anybody's listening, just use your imagination, man. Again, anything goes. And again, just so you guys understand, the way it works is I get the trash talk submitted directly to me. Obviously, I'm not kind of like the puppet master. I grab everything. I make sure
you grab everything. All right.
Poor choice of words. Sorry there. But yeah, everything comes to me, and I bring it to life, Flip. You see that every trash talk segment you see in my reports, the visual. Should I say the visual itself kind of it brings the trash talk to life, literally. It's like when you look at the picture,
you better grab onto Hal and just
listen,
bring him to life. Bring him to life.
I don't think I want to. Oh shit! How can stay imaginary for all I care? But yeah, again, I try to bring it to life as best I can with what I have. I think I did a pretty good job this cycle, to especially with a lot of these newcomers that came along. We had a lot of debuts. I think we had over 20, 22, 23 different trash talk segments this cycle. That's a
Nice.
lot, man. You go around the league right now, and you'll be lucky if you see more than 10. And again,
Now,
it's like you
now
said, you'll be lucky if you get those
I
friendly.
will say that I will say this, brother. I mean, we've had a lot of debuts.
Yeah,
I
not like
mean, no. I mean, there's just, I mean, but you have these guys at the top. I thought we were going to save these guys for like,
no, fuck that. I already mentioned them in the last podcast. Why I'm gonna save them for last? We're going straight meat and potatoes, Flip. Meat and
holy
fucking
shit.
potatoes. This is how we're gonna set it off, man. The debut of Black Mass in the Wicked Wars. And let me tell you, not only did they fucking debut, but the way they did it, Flip, to go in the middle of that ring and literally burn the LWL titles on live WWL television. Unfucking believable. Threw them shits in the garbage can. The Imperial tag titles, the Imperial world titles, whatever other fucking Imperial shit the LWL. And for those who don't know, I'm talking about the Lone Wolf League. Yeah, I'm fucking calling them out. Those titles got thrown in the fucking trash can, got lit on fire, and pissed on WWL television. That's how you make a debut in the Wicked Wars League. Flip, what are your thoughts on this insane and shock debut of Black Mass in the WWL?
Look, I'll keep it WWL. Fuck the NBL. Fuck everything else that was or is or I mean, this is the Wicked Wars League.
Absolutely.
I don't care what kind of belts Perfecto had in the Mass Mayhem League.
Oh, he
I don't
had a
give a
belt?
He was the world champion, you mother.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh man. Look, you. But again, the Wicked Wars League is not any normal playground. So you can come
No.
and say you were the, WWF,
Yep.
you can say that you were this in the WC. I don't give a flying buck what you
That's
did
right.
in the NXT or in, wherever else you were dominating. Get the fuck on. Look,
I
this is
mean,
the Wicked
to
Wars
add
League.
to that though, exactly what they did in this write up though. Buford Blackwood, Humongous. They basically said it's a manifestation of what you just said. It wasn't just that they were saying, right, these are the titles we won from XYZ League. They basically did that because they're showing everybody, listen, those belts don't mean shit. We're in a brand new league. We're about to make a name for ourselves here in the WWL. So it was a symbol. It was very symbolic of them to burn those titles for the exact reason you're mentioning, is because they know that anything that happened in the past does not apply in the
Yes.
WWL. And that's
Now,
exactly what they did.
Now, that being said, again, these guys have made a name for themselves in other
Yes,
leagues and in other places.
absolutely.
Now, the nice thing, because there are some nice things, believe it or not, about the Wicked Wars League,
Oh, is there?
yeah. Believe, hey, whether we talk all this shit or not, the exclusive managers that have
Yes,
gathered here is
absolutely.
just like I said, and we got your God, Giuliano. We got, my favorite, my besties, Hal Uranus and gang. And, now we bring in these guys who, like I said, and like I said, they had success in other federations and other places just as well as, the Lightning Kings had their success. Even world IWA World Champion, everybody has an IWA World Championship. That's the beauty about the Wicked Wars League, is that we're bringing all these champions into
Yeah.
the same square, and go ahead, knock your
Yeah.
blocks off.
Like everywhere
So,
you turn, there's somebody that's relevant, basically.
oh yeah.
You're not
So
fighting
again,
scrubs.
no, unless you're fighting ICAM, unless you're
Well,
fighting ICAM.
you said it.
Well, at least we're mentioning them
Wait,
and not
they
the
still in the league?
agents.
They're still around? Oh yeah, wait, they're in the tournament. Yeah, you're right. They're still around.
Oh, shit.
I'm still keeping them relevant. I completely forgot about that. But so
Hey,
yeah, Black.
hey, if you want to really get to it, did you win your trios match this
No, no,
past?
I did not. That's because I was focusing on singles. So
No, you were
next,
focusing on getting that fucking
next,
golden cock out of your ass is what you were
that
focusing on.
too. I told you I'm still
Singles.
recovering. We'll get to that. I'm still recovering.
And
But
all that
so
all
yeah,
that focus and you still couldn't. Oh, come
no,
on.
I couldn't.
Oh,
I'm gonna go out there and say, listen, the league is ultra competitive. If I don't win fucking Crest of Chaos, it's all right though. As long as I have a goddamn belt to show for something, Flip. Come on, where's the ICAM?
damn.
Where they at? Where's your fucking where's Por La Paz?
Hey, hey,
Are
hey.
they even still in the league? What the fuck happened?
You know
Did they all
what?
disappear through
They're
portal?
busy. They're busy. They're
Did they
busy
end up
selling
fucking what
milk
with Dark
cartons.
Carnival somewhere?
They're busy selling milk cartons. So hey, hey, careful what
Oh,
you ask for, because
they
now
got
that,
stuck in big top.
you know what? Now that the irritated, oh no, he still has a belt, right? Irritated anal has a belt.
Go ahead and say something. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, cool,
Second
perfect.
cycle straight. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Second
So
cycle straight. Who the hell is fucking fighting it? If I'm not, dude, you know what? I'm gonna, and I've said this probably about 20 cycles ago that I'm finally gonna go after singles, and
yep.
then you're gonna be scared, and then you're not gonna want to fight me. Then everybody's gonna leave the league. I don't want to do that here in the Wicked Wars League. I want everybody to stick
Uh,
around. Yeah, right.
people,
I,
you
I
hear this bullshit coming out of his mouth.
oh man, I couldn't even stick to a straight face through that one.
Oh my God, that was good.
Oh man.
But yeah, let's get back on the rails. So again, Black Mass is again officially in the league. I know a lot of people got caught off guard with that, but again, it's just a testament to what I do behind the scenes, where I continue to try to make the league that much better for everybody involved. And it's not, again, we have more managers coming. I'm just getting started, Flip. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm just getting started. So next up, we had another debut. The mayor of social media, Adrian Adams. Apparently, he wants to be the poster child of the WWL. He feels that the league is just a bunch of people that are doing shit behind the scenes, that again, the perversion, as the pure hearts like to put it. And he feels that the league needs a actual relevant person to represent it and to be that main poster child. He wants to be that.
That's the wrong thing. I'm not.
I'm
Hey, hey,
just saying what he said.
Adrian Adams. I'm not Adrian
Yeah, he's
Adams.
the mayor. Okay, the
I'm
mayor.
not laughing at you, but I will
Okay,
be
good.
next cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, again, he's actually it's him, and if I'm not mistaken, we had another debut, and this person is actually part of a stable that he has, and this is breaking news. The stable is called The Hub. And from my understanding, right now the two main members are Adrian Adams, who I just mentioned, and also we have the I forgot, fuck is her name, the Snapchat slut, Snapchat savage something, Roxy Ravage. But so yeah, they have a nice group coming together, and again, their whole shtick is the whole social media following. They have like a cult following, and let's see if they're the real deal. Flip, you know how it is. You come in this league, you can talk all the shit you want, but if you can't get on that title page, or if you can't produce and win the big matches, you really aren't anybody. So let's see what happens with the hub.
He already asked for it, so poster boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I who knows?
We're
Next,
gonna make you a star.
we're gonna make you famous.
Oh,
Anus.
Adrian Adams.
Aye. So next up, we actually had a president speak in our league, Flip. Not just any president. Bill motherfucking Clinton had a
Nice.
announcement in the WWL. Apparently, he was given a virtual tour of his new library that he has. And in the process, he actually gave some shout outs to the infection. Apparently, he's a fan
Nice,
of Mad Max
dude.
Snowy Clothes.
Of course, Bill Clinton's gonna be a fan of Snowy Blow Me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, come on, that's
Kind of
perfect.
goes hand in hand. But he did give a shout out to them. He gave a shout out to Ariana Spooks and Centricity as well. And basically, he was just proclaiming his love for the infection. Flip. That's a big endorsement, if you ask me, to the
Oh
former
yeah.
president Bill Clinton telling you that you're the shit in the WWL. Fuck me.
Mm.
That says a lot about the infection.
More like fuck Maddie.
Yeah.
You
Or
get
Snowy
you get
Chloe.
him, you get him, Bill.
Get him,
Oh,
Bill.
you get him, Bill. Oh man.
Oh man.
Just
Next up, we have
stay away from senepicity, because or what is it?
centricity. I think I'm saying it right. Centricity. I think the WW the IWA they spelled it wrong when she debuted. It's centricity.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll put it out there, but you can call it whatever the fuck you want.
yeah.
Next up, we have the leader again of the Annihilation Inc., Justin Kyle. He basically was going on saying that, and we know this for a fact. AI doesn't back down from a challenge. They never have. They never will. They're currently involved in some very very significant feuds. One of them being that they're involved right now in the Sinister Seven series with the Survivor Dynasty, best 4 out of 7, and that's to determine who the next or who will become the new Unholy Trinity World Champions. Either Survivor Dynasty defends it or AI takes it. And when I say AI, I'm talking about Axel Slash and Crown. And also he was pretty much stating that Angel was going to win the Calamity contract or himself. Obviously, that did not happen. The treacherous one won, but he did call out Renegade Slade Stevens, and we're going to get into that because that's one of the things that led into the Turnbuckle Thursday match that I alluded to in the previous podcast, where they're going to be inside of a barbed wire steel cage. And that's going to be interesting to see, to say the least, between those two heavyweights. And like you said, Flip, they have history.
Oh
So for
yeah.
to bring this feud back like this, and especially inside such a demonic structure, that's going to be a sight to behold.
Like if again, everybody talks. Everybody says blah 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 blue. I'm ICAM. I'm por la paz. I can do this. I can do that. Blah 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 blah. Consistency.
Yep.
Consistency. I mean, that's. I mean, me personally. Shout out to those managers that have not only remained relevant, give push their angles, push things. But Justin Kyle is definitely one of those fighters that through all the ins and outs, people leaving. You had the Cretans, you had the Simpletons, you had the Dark Carnival, you had Por La Paz, you had
Also,
ICAM, you had
remember the Batman
through
family? Blast
who
from the past.
who
Exactly.
exactly.
Just
I mean,
classic.
and then exactly. So you got a bunch of people that come and go and come and go, but then you got the consistent ones. And
Yes,
I put Justin up there, and
absolutely.
I mean I can't wait till he finally gets I still don't think he's earned your respect. I mean, because I think you still have him at like
No,
number
he
35 out of hey, that's just being real, bro. I mean, shit.
but
Can he can he can he
he's
get
definitely earned my respect. Flip. Come on,
oh,
knock it
man,
off.
can you give him a title shot?
That
Who does he
jerk is
have to
getting
blow to fucking
to
get a
get. First
shot
of all,
around?
give him a title shot. He did have his fucking shot against Hal, and he lost. Don't give me that
Fuck.
give him a title shot nonsense.
Fuck.
He had his match and he fucking lost. But again, I still look.
Justin, you see
Shout
me
out
pulling
to
for you, Justin. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this fucking bullshit. Fucking
Justin. Annihilation Inc. matters. Hashtag
hashtag that. Yeah, yeah.
Adrian Adams. You listening? So next up, we the Crypt Keepers. And as everybody knows, right now the Crypt Keepers are locked in a ridiculous feud with the Flamingo brothers. These two factions have been going back and forth for like 4 or 5 cycles now. 5 or 6 cycles. I'm loving this feud, Flip. To me, right now, this is the best feud, hands down, in the league. Period. And they just been trading blows. Crypt Keepers apparently they were at a graveyard. I think it was a mausoleum that they were in. And apparently they have some advocate named Jacob Jacobson, Double J as he's called. He was talking about the feud with the Flamingo brothers. They were basically talking about the matchup they had in the round robin tournament, going up against them. Actually, going up against the Infection in round two. They were speaking on past accomplishments, but as you said, and Misa, I said earlier, that really doesn't mean anything in the WWL, whatever you did in the past. But you have
Didn't
to
we
win
beat these
here.
guys? I think we beat these guys.
I think you did not. Kabuki
What?
put
I
put the
know I beat
Jergens.
somebody.
That
I'm
fucking
winning.
Jergens is getting to you, Flip. The Jergens
Dude,
is getting to you.
hey, it's Daddy's girl spit. Get it
I'm
fucking
sorry.
right.
Sorry. Daddy's girl spit. Available for 9.99, by the way.
Damn, you
Um,
got the sale?
yeah.
Damn.
Exclusive Mayhem sale. Get it while it's hot.
God.
They were also talking about Kabuki Dragon accepting Skyblade, the Tiger King's challenge, and also, and again, that's going to be one of the matches coming up on Turnbuckle Thursday. And again, these matches are being made from the Trash Talk. I need to remind people of that. It's not just I'm just some of the matches, yes, I put together on my own because it just makes sense. But a lot of these matches that I put on these main event cards is because of the Trash Talk. They're asking for them. I'm giving them these matches. They were also speaking about Pizzazz wanting to win a Nefarious title at Brimstone, and as we already mentioned in the first episode, he did just that. So Crypt Keepers, they've been here, they've been doing their thing, and now they actually have the main belt in their stable. So that says all you need to know about the Crypt Keepers.
Who's the Crypt Keepers?
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Crypt Keepers is we have Holocaust, we have Midnight King, we have Mike Pizzazz, and Kabuki Dragon. Those four make up the Crypt Keepers, and they've
Holy
been on
shit, those guys are all team up and
all
oh
four.
damn.
Yes. And right after that, we did have Flamingo Brothers answering. So this time, again, they've been going back and forth. This write up to me was special. For those that don't know who Johnny Slaughter is in the IWA Flip, you might be familiar with Johnny Slaughter, but he is, in my opinion, he's arguably a legend. I don't want to say what leagues he was in because, like you said, it doesn't really matter. But Johnny Slaughter is known in the IWA. He is a journeyman. He apparently he's in an alliance with the Flamingo Brothers. He made a debut along with Battle Cat, who's a Hall of Famer, Blue Blaze, Firecat, and the Skater Punks known as Mosh Thrasher and Grunge. They all came together and put a fucking hurting on the Crypt Keepers. Now, for those that don't know, last cycle, the Crypt Keepers are the ones
What
that
did the spooky what did the spooky dragon do to get it,
Well, remember the last cycle, it was actually the other way around. The Crypt Keepers brung in some of their own people, and they kind
Ah,
of got the numbers game. I think it was about 10 of them. And this cycle, Flamingo said, all right, you guys want to bring the numbers game? I'm going to go recruit. So I think it was Johnny Flamingo or Donnie, one of those, went and got some reinforcements. And in this cycle, they came back and said, okay, this is how you want it. Let's do this. And this time the coin flipped.
hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Holocaust got put through a table of, I think it was a burning table actually by Johnny Slaughter. And he was seriously injured in this attack. So I don't know what the status is going to be for Holocaust moving forward, but Johnny Slaughter did hit, I believe it was called a slaughter bomb. That's his finisher. And he nailed him through two burning tables to send a message to the Crypt Keepers saying, you guys wanted a war? Well, now you got one.
Hmm. That's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark.
Goddamn right. So again, kudos to Crypt Keepers and Flamingos for continuing this amazing feud. And it looks like there's no end in sight, to be honest. This might carry over a few more cycles, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have another debut, Dark Soul Damian Livingston. Apparently, this guy uses Revelations 21:4 as his, like, I guess his moniker, his quote. For those that don't know, I'll go ahead and read what the passage reads. Again, Revelations 21:4 reads, he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. That's a pretty deep fucking quote and moniker to be using, especially in the WWL.
So is
And
he talking about Perfecto? He's gonna wipe
I think
away the
so.
tears.
Yeah,
Away the tears.
from his mask.
Oh, man, he better wear some gloves when he's wiping away those tears,
Yeah,
man. 'Cause
he
there's
might
more
want to
than
be
tears.
careful
There's
because
more than tears there.
I don't want him to go catch something, but I don't think the Bible's gonna help him with that.
Nope.
But he claims that he actually put his own father in a wheelchair when his father raised a hand at him. So the guy's fucking psychotic. If you gotta put your own father in a wheelchair, you got issues. But that's the Wicked Wars for you. So he'll be right at home. His finisher is called Judgment Call, and apparently when he hits you with it, you'll need God to wipe away those tears and take away the pain. Thus the reason for using 21:4 Revelation.
You know
So
what? I've heard the historic one is such a nice guy. He'd be more than willing to.
oh, I'm sure he will. Oh, that goes without saying, Flip. Come on.
Oh yeah. He is referring to the historic one, right? When he says you need
I don't
God.
know. Hey, I don't know. You know what? You might be onto something. You
Well,
might be
hey,
onto
you know
something.
what? If you
Might-
come to the Wicked Wars League and if you don't know who the god of the Wicked Wars League, then
Oh,
you're obviously not listening to the show because
absolutely. There's only one historic one, and I know he's probably listening. He was actually supposed to be on the show, but he's busy, so fuck him.
hey, God's a
Next
busy man.
up, fuck
You
the
leave
guy.
God alone, bro. You leave God alone.
Much love for you, God. Much love. Next up, we have actually, to me, this was my favorite debut this cycle. This was a trash talk of the cycle I gave it to, and this was the debut of the Firefly family. Um, for those that don't know, the moniker they use in their gimmick is based off of the I believe it's the House of a Thousand Corpse, right? If I'm not mistaken, Devil's Rejects, and they're basically consisted of Otis, It was Otis. We have Captain Spaulding. It's Baby and Dr. Satan. So these four are some of the most deranged, twisted fuckers you'll ever meet. So the WWL is like gonna be a playground for these four.
Mm.
Baby is the first female of the Firefly family. Family, sorry. Apparently, the scene opens up. There's some reporters traveling up a gravel road. They
Man,
go to a
we mess up
two-story house.
everybody's fucking name here, and all of a
Oh, that's
sudden
the
you gotta
beauty
say
of it.
sorry.
Yeah.
Man, get the
All right.
fuck.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
I'm
So,
sorry.
so some reporters, some stupid report, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. They kind of follow a gravel road, go up to a two-story house, and this is the house of the Fireflies. For unfortunately for them, I do believe Otis Driftwood is the one that introduces the reporters to the family. Again, that's Captain Spaulding, Baby, and Mr. Satan. Spaulding and they're basically speaking about how they love what the WWO has to offer, and of course, that's beating people into the dirt, torture, abuse, and no rules, quote unquote. Obviously, that's exactly what the WWL is all about. And apparently, one of the reporters ends up being kicked down a shaft where actually Mr. Satan was waiting for him. And apparently, according to Spaulding, there's all kinds of shit that he does down in that basement. And they really don't care what it is. They just like feeding him victims. And apparently, the reporter was the first victim. Cameras shut off when he was dumped in there. I don't know what Mr. Satan did to him, but this is a sign of things to come. That these guys are some fucking twisted, sadistic fuckers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
mean,
not to mention, they threw a shot at Dark America. I'll leave it at
ooh.
that. So, yeah. Next up, we
Welcome,
have
welcome, Mr. Balding, and maybe
yes. There
you
you
fit
go.
right in.
Fucking names up. Next up, we had the Fortune Men Runners. As you already know, Fortune Men Runners just came off winning the Mayhem Tag Team titles. They beat the Lightning Kings. Actually, after leaving the arena, apparently a reporter tries to catch up with Valen as he's about to leave on his Harley, and basically asking about the disappearance of Mr. Siggs. And for those who don't know, Mr. Siggs is the manager of the Lightning Kings. And as he's about to answer that, in the background, a warehouse explodes and bursts
Nice.
into fire. And Valen simply says, "I think you know where he is now." And he
Nah.
rides off Tony. Now, that's something that only FMR would do. Again, those who don't know, they're arsonists. They love burning shit. And in this case, it looks like, from my understanding, I'm hearing word that Mr. Siggs is seriously injured. He did get some, I think, second or third degree burns, and it will be revealed what his status is going to be. And I think they're going to have Lightning Kings are going to have a new manager step in, who is actually a former manager of the Lightning Kings. Her name is Jaslyn, and she's going to be introduced. Actually, she was already introduced, but she's going to be a more prominent figure until Mr. Siggs heals from his wounds. So let's see where this goes from here. But obviously FMR, they're in for a nice feud moving forward.
Nice.
Next up, Into Uranus, the final show. Yeah. Flip,
Fuck.
yeah. Into Uranus has been probably one of the best segments ever put together in any fucking league. And it's been
Now,
absolute
dude,
gold.
did he get, Adrian Adams must have had something to do with this, because, dude, you don't just, this is uncalled for.
Luckily for him, no, he did not. But
Hmm.
so what's been
Well,
going
we
on
know
is
what?
that
I'm gonna credit Adrian because, yeah,
maybe he
holy
did.
moly.
Who knows? So apparently, again, this was the final show for Into Uranus. Um, Hal came out in a wheelchair. He's still nursing wounds from his last match at All Out Mutiny. He was in that triple threat, and he did come out in a wheelchair. Apparently, he has a torn Achilles, or there's something wrong with his Achilles. He does have a big injury, so he's relegated to a wheelchair right now. He comes out to the show. He starts complaining about not getting a nefarious rematch. He starts complaining about the Pure Hearts wanting to cleanse the league of the perverts, and feels that that was a shot at his stable. I actually agree with that. I think the Pure Hearts are throwing a subliminal, throwing some shade towards Johnson and Uranus and Daddy's Girls, but that's just me. Apparently, he agrees. He's finally had enough, Flip, and apparently they've gone heel officially. Yes. So as you know, I think Hal was more of a face in the league, not anymore. So right now they've embraced the dark side, and unfortunately for myself, the Pure
What?
Hearts,
What? You
all
said you were
three of
constipated,
us.
so this is gonna
I've
help.
been Flip. I've been shitting blood for like the last week.
It happens, brother.
Unfortunately, we got bent over and got the Golden Cock Award shoved up our asses.
You
So
know what? It was fitting. I mean, you already
No,
told
it
the
didn't
world
fit. It did not fit. No, Flip, it didn't fit. Okay, but
well,
continue.
well, look, you were already known to the IWA world as the Golden Shower Standard. So this is just this is just it's fitting. It's fitting, bro.
Oh man. But yeah, they basically they had enough. And we got golden trophies stuck up our asses for our troubles. And
Right.
so according to them, it's basically the heel Johnson and Uranus have arrived. So
Mm.
whatever face, shtick they had is gone, and we're about to see what they can really do now that they're
So
they're
no more happy ending
no,
interviews. No more.
that's
Oh
it.
my
It's over.
goodness.
They're all business now. That's scary. Actually, that's fucking scary because if they weren't all about business
Well,
before,
yeah. Now the price of Daddy's Girl Spit's gonna go up. Like,
yeah, it's gonna go up significantly.
damn,
It's gonna come at a premium, Flip. You better
damn.
get it now. Get
Yeah,
it while
I'm
you can.
starting to stock up, bro. Fuck
Lock
me.
that shit up.
Oh,
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, how Johnson and
you know what?
Uranus.
This
Oh
might be the time to start selling Savage Girl Spit, because
yeah, do that.
oh man.
Oh shit.
Don't mind the
Uh,
chunks. Don't.
no, don't. Next up, we had Inazuma. Apparently, Inazuma. This was before the we had with
Crest of
Denise.
Champion or
Uh,
Crest of Chaos Champion.
Crest of Chaos Inazuma, reigning Goddess Extreme World Champion. There you go. That's how I'm gonna introduce her. So she basically goes up to Denise Destiny's locker room pre-match with a steel chair in her hand, and Denise opens the door, and the Inazuma basically tells her to her face, "I was gonna come here to hurt you with this chair." But instead, she throws the chair on the floor in front of Denise and says, "I'm going to hurt you in the ring instead." It was a quick segment. It was beautiful. It was straight to the point. It was effective. And what happened? Inazuma did exactly what she said she was going to do, minus the steel chair. She is the new Goddess Extreme Women's Champion. So kudos to you again, Inazuma, for pulling off probably the biggest upset in Brimstone Brawl. Next up, we had another debut. Here they come again. Lenny S. Drops. This fucking guy looks like something out of a fucking. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, The Void. There's some crazy shit where this guy pops a fucking. I think he dies, and it's like he's tripping the whole time, and he's like floating in the air, and he sees his whole life flash in front of him, and he gets reborn as a baby or some shit like that. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. But it kind of reminded me of that, and apparently this guy he's always popping acid, so he's like some
Nice.
psychedelic, yeah. And unfortunately for his victims, whoever he beats in the ring, he shoves an acid tab in their mouth.
Nice.
And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be the person on the other end of that.
What?
Unless you want to be tripping balls after you lose a match, rock out. But I don't think I'd want to do
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm gonna take one before and after. What the hell? And you better have a fucking acid tab after, so I could fucking do a nice little candy flip
that.
and come down properly, homie.
It might help with the pain. You probably won't feel shit when you get your ass beat.
Oh, bro, dude, shit.
And again, he's calling himself the Prince of the Psychedelics. I think that's a fitting name, don't you?
Yeah, that's
So he's
awesome.
basically, yeah, it was a quick promo, just letting him know, letting everybody know who he is and what he's about. So again, if you're in the ring with Lenny S drops and you lose a match, prepare to start hallucinating afterwards, or at least
Nice,
shortly after.
man. Where do I sign up?
Nice.
Where do I sign up?
I'll be right there.
Where do I sign up? Where the hell is the where's this
Oh man,
contract? Oh
you
man, I'm
know,
gonna I'm gonna just end up on my back on purpose. Like where's the free stuff? Where's the
yeah,
free
put it up.
stuff? You know how hard it is to find that shit around here?
For
Like,
real,
geez.
bring it to me, goddammit.
Oh man.
Next up, we have another debut, Lilith Carmen. Now, this chick is like something straight out of the Craft. I don't know if people know what that is, but it's a movie with the three witches or four witches. I don't remember what it was. Some twisted, psychotic chicks who are very heavily into witchcraft and like all kinds of demonic witchery. And apparently, this lady is exactly that. The scene opens up. She's in a dark room in a circle of candles. She's basically saying that her master is the one that pointed her to the WWL because they love the debauchery that's going on in Wicked City. Now, my question is, who the fuck is the master? She doesn't really say who is the one that directed her here. Maybe she's not alone. Maybe this is the one off, and she's actually coming with reinforcements. I don't know, But she did say her master pointed her there, so let's see if she's coming alone or with other people. But and she gets off from watching the violence unfold, and she's not just coming for titles, but for souls as well. So
Nice.
as well as I do, a lot of supernatural shit has happened in the past. We've had burning rabbis. We've had
Oh
people
yeah.
get shocked in holy water and come back from the dead, and all kinds of shit. Portal hopping, you name it, has happened in the Wicked Wars League. So, I'm not too surprised to see somebody that dabbles in witchcraft coming into the league now, especially in the women's division. So, let's see what happens from there as far as
Look, you missed a key word there,
what's
and
the flip.
debauchery.
Yes.
I mean, I don't care about the witchcraft, this and that, but now you got someone that kind of reminds me of Caligula, and I'm just like,
Mm.
yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be
Oh,
good.
that's a good way of putting it. So let's see how this plays out with Lilith again. Lilith Carmen. Next up we had the Lightning Kings. Mr. Siggs basically warned Valen and Tony that they've awakened the beast. And what I mean by this is that basically it looks like I believe it was Lightning Tiger. He has an alter ego. His name is Kishin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kishin Tiger. And he's like, I guess again, it's his alter ego. He's has this crazy face paint. He spits this fucking red mist out. He looks demented, this guy. So apparently they pissed him off, and he was gonna bring this side of himself into the title match. But as you know, and we have already said it twice, they didn't get the job done. And FMR did have the last laugh when it came to that match. But apparently, moving forward, it looks like it's no more Lightning Tiger. He will be known as Kishin Tiger. So I don't know where this is going. But again, Lightning Kings have been going back and forth with the Fortune Man Runner. So this isn't the last we're going to hear these two. Let's see what
Oh
happens.
no, I think if you had the privilege of sticking around with us, there is no last match. Like even
Really?
though Agent Uranus and VD thought they had a last match, but you know
Yeah,
what? This is the
exactly.
Wicked Wars League. Just yeah, there's no such thing.
Doesn't exist.
Does
Next
not.
up, we have Abigail Pureheart. Again, she's the female of the Pure Hearts. There's two brothers, and she's the sister. She's sitting on a couch sucking on a lollipop, very provocative, and she basically
You know
called.
what? You know what? Stop being a pervert. She was just you know.
I think she's a pervert on the low. I think she's
Oh
closet
man.
pervert.
Oh
I
dude.
think it's too early to call it, but I think she's a closet pervert. I'm just putting that out there. The way she was licking on that lollipop,
Hey, you know
and
what?
her panties on the couch.
Hey.
Never
That's
know. And
no.
she did call out Daddy's Girls and threatened to take their title. Now,
Did she call the number or did she just
that's what I was about to say. What number? Who she calling?
what happened?
She calling them out or calling them? I don't know.
Mm.
Um, Again, it's up for debate
You
exactly
may
what
be
her
onto
intentions
something there.
are.
Yeah.
I think so. And again, and I didn't mention this earlier, but in the last Into Uranus show, how Uranus did threaten to make Abigail one of the Daddy's Girls and be the newest whore member of the family. So maybe this was like a tie-in. I
Huh.
don't
Nice.
something to think about. So maybe Abigail is gonna actually succumb to the dark side. We shall see. Fucking one cycle already, and she's getting converted. So so much for ridding the League of Perversion.
Hey. That's just the way you see it. Maybe they're
It's,
converting.
it's all
Maybe.
it's all perception.
Yeah.
It's all about perception. Next up, we have Vicious Vinny Valentino. We mentioned him. I think it was a previous show, but he's basically standing in the ring. He admits he hasn't been himself lately, which he hasn't. He's been losing some matches, winning some, but losing more than he's winning. He was reflecting on his loss at All Out Mutiny to Big Daddy Johnson, but he basically wants a rematch, and he's saying that this feud is not over. So it
He
looks like
wants
Vinny
another shot to
wants
strangle
another
Big Daddy's
shot at
Johnson.
Yes, he does. That's a
Nice.
brave motherfucker.
Yeah.
He probably
Nice.
figured it out. Even though he lost, he probably figured him out.
Yeah.
And
No
he just
Jurgens.
finished
No
seeing him
Jurgens.
lose
No
even. So
Jurgens.
no Jergens. You went raw.
Uh,
Chafing and everything.
Oh,
So
poor
let's see
guy.
what happens there. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where that feud goes. But again, it looks like Vicious Vinny Valentino. He still hasn't gotten over that loss. It was a big loss. That was his chance to really make an impact, and he came up short. So I guess he's been having nightmares ever since that loss. So
Oh,
fortunately for him, right?
oh
Next
yeah.
up, we have Renegade Slade Stevens. Very simple, very effective promo. Called out Justin Kyle for that barbed wire steel cage match, which I have granted. I mentioned that on the previous show. There will be a barbed wire steel cage match on Turnbuckle Thursday between Renegade Slade Stevens and Justin Kyle. So let's see how they settle their differences when the steel is involved. Next up, we had, again, I mentioned this earlier, so I'll probably skip this one. Not really skip, but the debut of Snapchat Savage, Roxy Ravage. Again, she is part of the Hub, led by the mayor of social media, Adrian Adams, and there will be some other ones. I forgot their names, but they will be coming, I believe, this cycle, and the Hub is gonna grow. So it's not just those two. There will be more. I think it's four or five total. So let's see what happens next cycle and how many more they bring on board for the Hub. We also had, oh, I love this one, Flip. The debut of Sugar Man Flowers. Man,
And say that again. You got way too excited for that one. Yeah.
man, I got excited. Sugar Man Flowers. Great fucking intro, great debut promo. Unfortunately for Jacob, he was on the receiving end of a very hairy nutsack.
Hey.
But for those that don't know, Sugar Man takes after, I guess the best way to describe him is Velveteen Dream. So he has that persona. And this debut was fucking golden. Basically, Jacob, he was basically catching Jacob doing some bench presses at a gym. I think it was a 24/7 gym. And he had, I believe his name was Shorty Mike. That's his assistant. He sent Shorty Mike to push the barbell down on Jacob's chest so he couldn't move. And how did he introduce himself? He walked up over to him, looked down, and placed his ball sack on his nose.
Teabagged him, huh?
He
Teabagged him.
fucking teabagged him on live television
Hey
and
now.
called him out. Oh, listen, Jacob, I know you already had a trophy stuffed up your ass, but if that wasn't enough, you also got balls across your chin, which is pretty fucked up.
As
But
long as you know what, as long as he didn't smile and get flossed on me, I think he's fine. I think he was surviving.
and he basically Sugar said he has he got some sugar for his brother Nigel too. So it looks like there's gonna be a feud building now between Sugar Man Flowers and the Pure Hearts. If you ask me, the Pure Hearts are getting exactly what they asked for though, Flip. They did say they were gonna come in here, they're gonna try to rid the WWE of perversion, but now it looks like it's backfiring because they've made enemies pretty quickly. So I
Hey
don't know
now.
if they want it, but listen, it is what it
Hey,
is.
they want to be the poster boys. They're gonna be the poster boys of the Wicked Wars. That's just what happened.
Oh yes.
It's just this is not the league you want to be.
No, not at all.
Ask the duck. Ask the duck.
Ask Pato. He'll tell you all about
Uh,
Perfecto if they could find him. The historic one, Michael Giuliano. He was basically reminding everybody that Survivor Dynasty is involved in the main event matches, the pay per view, which they always are. It's just that he knows how to line up his men to be involved in those big matches. Obviously, as you know, some of them won, some of them did not. He's basically playing up how the WWL universe, they buy these pay per views to see the dynasty. I'm not gonna argue with that, Flip. I mean, they
no,
put
I
on a
mean,
show every single cycle. They're always on a title page, and I gotta agree with him. They drive business. People love the dynasty. The merchandise is selling. They're one of the top sellers. I believe Denise Destiny's shirt is the number one selling merchandise we have. You know,
let's say it like it is. From the inauguration of the Wicked Wars League, there's been shock and awe from
oh
the
yeah,
dynasty, and it continues. I mean, even with the success that Johnson and Uranus have had, because if you ask me personally, I think Johnson and Uranus and their gang has had more overall success, like cycle in, cycle out.
oh yeah.
But at the I mean, Giuliano said it, when it matters most, not when it matters, when it matters most.
Yep.
making and selling, a pay-per-view, and man, maybe you are just too simple to understand what's going on. Maybe you are a savage. Maybe you just
Mhm.
don't get it. But hey, when it matters most, he's on top.
Yep, I have to agree. And it's been like that since he's been in the league. So, and now again with the addition of Silver Bullet, again he was the masked icon, and a masked icon. What he came just like before he came. That's funny. He came just like the ones before him, and he won some titles right off the bat. And he finally unmasked himself last cycle and revealed that he is Silver Bullet, and Silver Bullet is the latest member of the Survivor Dynasty. And in case you guys forgot or were living under a rock, the reason that slot opened up was because Big Brother Survivor got booted out of the league when he lost the match to his little brother Extreme. So soon as one left, another one came in, and it just happened to be Silver Bullet. So the dynasty is, man, they continue to make moves. They continue to be a big, a big player in this league. And kudos to Michael Giuliano for all his behind the scenes moves that he keeps making with myself and other wrestlers. Case in point, MJ Treacherous One, what he just finished doing and ironing out. It's amazing what they're doing. And again, I can't argue with what he's saying. It's all true. It's all facts. The people want to see the dynasty, man. It is what it is. So next up, Flip, take it away. What the fuck is wrong with these savages, man?
What's wrong with him?
Who the fuck eats Fruit Loops out of a girl's asshole?
It's not my fault you haven't experienced the brighter side of life, man.
Listen,
Look,
I know
not
there's such
not
thing as a
everybody.
breakfast of champions,
Hey, look, that's
but what
this
was
a way.
this?
Hey, look, there's a way to make friends, and Daddy's Girls just knows how to make friends. That's they're like you said, they
Was that
used
what
to.
happened after the loss at the pay-per-view? Like this is how
No,
they
no, no,
made.
no, 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 no.
Was this before, during, or
This is
after?
before. This is, hey, you know what? This is what the Savages had something going with Agent in Uranus and VD. And it just didn't work out. They weren't playing nice. They I don't know where the hell they went now, because like I said, they just vanished. But then we had an opportunity, and we reached out to Daddy's Girls and said, hey, you know what? We got a match coming up. Let's work something out. We want to put on a good show. So hey, Daddy's Girls, they called us over, and it happened. We just, became besties in an instant. So,
Sure did.
our besties are there. And again, right now, they told us, hey, you know what, just got to refocus on, Agent in Uranus and VD, and
Oh,
so
they
like I
better.
said, oh yeah, I mean, hopefully, Agent, what the hell are the real names? Agent.
It's Agent Envious and Agent Vera.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
those two, like I said, hopefully now they're focused. They don't got any real titles, so hopefully now they can do can get back to the tag scene and give us a real. I didn't want to wipe the floor with you. Let's
Oh,
be honest, dude. If you're like, oh, dude, I got singles titles. I'm going to like, why the hell do I want to wipe the floor with you? I know I'm running a tag strat. We're gonna beat the shit out of you.
oh
Hopefully
God.
now you're focused and you can actually run some tags, and let's have a real fucking feud, because
Absolutely.
it's bad enough me and you're at the bottom. Oh, I'm throwing you in my mix.
Don't fucking put me in that ditch with you.
Oh shit! Oh man!
You all by your damn self in that one, buddy.
Oh shit! No
Find your
man!
way off that milk carton and come talk to me.
Fuck you, bro.
Uh,
Ah, well, anyway.
to,
So
to,
yeah,
to end
now
it
that we
all
got.
out, we did have one more. We have one more try. This is like the icing on the cake. Very simple, very direct message, and it came from the dark judges who've been kind of quiet lately. And apparently they're finally getting back into the mix. The managers, went through some stuff, but he's back, and the judges have found everyone guilty.
Did they find
So I don't
perfecto?
know. I maybe
Did they find
I
perfecto?
think I mean found them next to a portal somewhere. I don't fucking know.
Oh man!
Hopefully they cleaned them up nice, got him a new mask. I don't know. But
Okay.
so yeah, that was pretty much all the trash talk we had. Again, it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. There was more, I could have gotten into more in depth, but again, it was too much to cover like that. So I was very, very pleased with the way this cycle turned out. And it's like you said, a lot of these segments, they're intertwined. They go with each other. You know, one leads to another, or one starts something with someone else. It's fucking beautiful to watch what's going on right now in the WWE. And I'm not just saying that because it's my league. I just mean in general, to be able to see a league like this where, you know, all the managers are involved and they're willing to play ball with each other. So more ways than one for some, but they're
Oh
willing
yeah.
but they're willing to, you know, explore the, you know, these possible angles, no matter how fucking far out it might be. You know, I mean, Flip, admit it. Some of these angles that are going on right now, if you tried that shit in another league, I don't think it would work, or it wouldn't work as well as it would in my league. So it's
No, and
beautiful
and
to
and
see.
and and truth be told, a lot of angles have been tried in other leagues. I mean, I remember
Yeah,
certain pushes that other managers try to do in different leagues, and so and you know what? With all due respect to the different federations and different leagues out there, like I
mhm,
said, it's we've mentioned bubbles and themes or whatever. There's some leagues that just don't that the theme just doesn't fit this league because of
right.
the I don't even want to say off the wall or over the top because it's well beyond both of those. I mean, it's just wicked. That's
It's
the
like I
only
said, it's
word. Yeah,
structured anarchy.
yeah. That's it. Plain and simple. And again, it is an uncensored league. Knock yourself out. If not everybody's got to go that route, but at the same time, if you want to take a shot, go ahead, take a shot.
It's good. It's good you say that because if you ask me, I think it's like it's 50-50. Like half the roster are, you know, very traditional, you know, serious, you know, angles, the way they write, and then the other half is just they're willing to explore that uncensored, you know, that leverage they have where they can just be creative in any you know, way, shape, or form that they want to. So I think that's the beauty overall of the league, that we have, you know, that mix of traditional way of playing and writing with the new, you know, fresh. I think which I forgot which manager. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he called the WWL the fountain of youth recently, and
Oh,
that
nice.
kind of hit me when he said that, and it coming from this particular manager who's been around, you know, for so long. He's one of the best managers in the game, literally in the entire IWA history. To hear him say that, it kind of hit home with me because that was like the culmination of everything I've been doing, where to have a manager come to this league and feel rejuvenated and feel like it makes them have that passion again. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these leagues, they've lost that, whether it's because they got flooded out or because the commissioners dropped the ball or they left, or it's just not, you know, it's a little chaotic where, you know, some leagues are still trying to find themselves and find their identity. It's safe to say that the WWL has found its identity. We know what we are. We know what kind of league we are. What we
Oh yeah,
offer the
the
man.
Wicked Wars League is one of the only leagues where you can come on. I mean, come to, and have some fun. Have some fun.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I think that's what a lot of these leagues are lacking is letting the managers have fun and be themselves. And you know, Flip, there's some a lot of shit going on in other leagues. Again, I'm not gonna touch on it, but there's some fucked up shit going on with certain leagues and certain commissioners doing some shit that you know, it's not rubbing managers the right way, you know. So, and unfortunate, it's unfortunate, especially in this day and age where people like you know, you and myself, we're trying to evolve the game and make it grow. So it's kind of sad to see other, you know, other circumstances happening throughout the IWA that's kind of hindering that progress. And I'm just glad that again I have the managers that are on board now, the ones that are coming in. I really am fortunate. I love the group of managers we have. I think there's no other league like it as far as the cohesiveness we have. There might be some that come close, but I just feel we have that edge, man. And this report, this last cycle is showing, you know, it was worth the wait, like all the way. And remember, at one point I was gonna step away, Flip. You know, I literally took a step back and said, am I gonna keep doing this? You know, should I? Is
Yeah,
it?
I
Am I
think
gonna do this for these managers? And I'm glad I did, man.
I think through all that, by making one last point, I say it a lot in other shows and other. There's a lot of places to play.
Yeah,
You can definitely find your style. Like I said, if this doesn't fit it, find somewhere else to go. Don't come here and try and drown out or I
yeah,
mean,
man.
I'll be obviously if you're gonna run the angle, like I said, shout out to Adrian Adams, who is like bringing that angle. But I know it's all in good taste, like I said. But
Exactly.
don't come here to complain or to, like, oh, why isn't Melvin sending me the bulletin today? I need it today. Like,
Uh-huh.
dude, hell, you know what? Life comes first. Shit, sometimes we get busy schedules at work. We get
Exactly. Yeah,
extra
man.
sales or extra business travels that we got to take care of. You'll get the frickin' bulletin when you get it when it's said and
That's
done.
it.
It's like it's like that's it.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, like what Flip is saying, he's basically kind of like what you love to say, you're breaking the fourth wall, which is true. Like life happens, man. Sometimes, there's things that, especially with you, it happened recently to you, where you just went fucking MIA on me. But I understood, and I kept your wrestlers relevant until you came back, and I think it even shocked
you
you
call that
when I
relevant?
did
Putting
stuff.
them on a
Yeah,
milk
yeah,
carton?
what I
Fuck
mean, yeah,
no, man.
yeah. But
Much much better.
it's nice to be able to do stuff like that where I can keep people in the game even though life keeps them out of it. You know what I mean? I that's one of the main things I try to pride myself on is that even if you're not available, if you're like the Dark Judges is another example where they kind of went silent, but I kept them relevant. I threw a nice little promo at the end. It's just something to remind people that they're here.
Yes.
And they haven't gone anywhere. It's just that life got in the way, and when they're ready to get back in, back on the horse and back in the saddle, they'll be there and they'll be ready to engage. Or right now, unfortunately, it's not, that's not the case for certain managers. So people need to remember that.
Oh yeah.
But but yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on in the league. Again, it is a lot. We do have some other things going on in the pipeline. We have some tag tournaments coming up. We still do have the round robin tournament going down to
Read the
determine the number of
bulletin, Flip.
contenders.
God damn it.
Read the fucking bulletin, Flip. God damn it. No, but for real, not just only for yourself, but for anybody that hasn't read it yet, I definitely encourage you to read the bulletin. The report. It was some really, really great write-ups from all you guys. And again, I can't do this without the managers. If you guys don't give me stuff, there's nothing for me to put out
And
except for stats and
if you
pictures.
need something to talk about, shit, go check out all the wonderful. Like I said, this is the extra pat on the back. The all the logos that just got like I said,
Oh
when I
yeah,
was looking through it, I'm like, oh, beautiful. All the logos
yeah.
just got
All the
issued.
belts. I gave all the belts to the upgrades,
Oh
and
yeah, it's amazing,
and I,
brother.
th- I I mentioned that in one of my other podcasts. Remember, I said I was gonna like kind of hype the regionals and give them more shine. And you see, that's exactly what I did. I gave them their own style and belts. I put the history there. I have a little kind of a reward system now for winning multiple titles in place, where it's like a scale. The more you get, the more you can, get rewards for it. So I
Yeah,
did give
and
them relevancy again.
let's say it like it is, Melvin. If you're not involved, it's because you just don't want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's plain and simple.
I try to do what I can to get everybody involved. I can only do so much, but I'm happy with what's going on, man. A lot of the managers are definitely involved. The Facebook page is doing great. People are getting, more
You have a
active.
Facebook plate?
Sure do. Oh yeah, you should know. Oh no, wait, you're there, but you just never show up.
I do. I just gotta make sure I take my post down so that Facebook doesn't block you.
Yeah, there. Don't fucking lock my account, Flip. With your fucking Fruit Loop assholes.
Hey,
But
hey,
nah,
hey,
but
hey.
seriously, I just
Next
want
time
to
it'll
thank
be
my
Cocoa Puffs. Don't
managers.
worry.
Yeah, there you go, some fucking fruity pebbles or something.
Oh,
But so yeah, shout out to all the managers again. You guys have been amazing. This cycle proved that the WWE is here. The WWL is here to stay, and we are a force. But again, I want to encourage all the other commissioners. If you're listening to this, I'm not tooting my own horn or trying to pat my own self on the back, but I do feel that certain things that I have been doing in this league, especially if you're a new commissioner and you just started a league, this you can learn from some of these podcasts with some of the stuff that Flip and I be discussing when it comes to running your league and ideas and how you should go about doing certain things. I definitely think it'll help you because I do see a lot of new commissioners popping up here and there. Definitely help out other commissioners if you can. Flip behind the scenes. I'm not gonna say what it is, but you saw I was helping another league with another certain thing to
oh
help them
yeah.
out. Like there's little things you can do, and just to help the game get better. It could be something so small, but it'll have a huge impact. So I definitely implore you guys to help each other out. Just help build the game, man, because if it's not for us, this game's gonna die, man. It's just gonna be about people flooding and winning report titles. We're trying to keep the old school traditional trash talking, angling based play alive. You know what I mean? And we need these leagues to flourish. So kudos to all those commissioners out there. Kudos to the Bronze Age, man. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I think that's amazing what the Bronze Age is doing. So if they're in any of the lists, I think it's Scott Anderson, Brandon, I forget who else. Help me, Flip.
Commissioner Sean Maccabee.
And Maccabee. What they're doing to me is fucking amazing. Bringing, I believe it was the LNL, let me see if I get this right. LNL, the UNL, and the RWL. Right? I think I
Oh
got that
yeah.
right. But what they're doing is fucking amazing. So kudos to them for again coming together like that and uniting three amazing leagues because they're all amazing. All three of those leagues are great. RWL, what they're doing with the women's division is amazing. The UNL, I think they have the two wrestler limit with the one is American, one is like another nationality, and then of course the Living Nightmare League where anything goes.
Oh
Horror
yeah.
based are just fucking amazing. I did catch the last podcast, so kudos to all you guys if you're listening. Keep up the great work. I love what you guys are doing there, and it's commissioners like those that keep me passionate about what I'm doing. And I know even though I'm staying in my lane, so to speak, because obviously Wicked Wars is a little different from other leagues, but we still have the same general idea that we want to build the game and continue it for future generations. Man, you never know. Your kid, my kid, or somebody else's kid might get the itch one day and carry it on if the league is still around. So you
Nice.
never
Oh
know.
yeah. Definitely,
So
definitely
anyway,
shout out.
yeah, shout out to everybody. So Flip, before we end this, any last words before you disappear on me for another 3 cycles?
Yeah, make sure you get run a tag strap with fucking in Uranus and fucking venereal disease or whatever the fuck their names are.
Don't worry, they'll be ready for the savages.
Oh. I'll make sure I'm gonna sign that mess. That's all I'm signing is the. I told
Well,
you
listen,
already
I
for a
got I
while.
got the I got the, I got the tag tournament about to take place, so I'll throw them in there for you, and I'll put us in the first round. How about that?
Oh, no, no, no.
And
I
if
don't give a fuck
if they
about. I don't
fucking
give a fuck
lose, I
about
don't
what
want to
kind of
hear
tournaments you
shit.
got going on. I don't give a fuck about this or that. I'm just getting. I'm only here to fight you. That's it. I don't give a fuck about
Fucking
in
Flip.
Uranus, right? Only you. If you're on the title page, I'm going. You don't care if I lose 10 times with Perfecto, and
At least you're
irritating
honest.
Reno. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right after you.
Fucking bring it, Flip.
And if you lose to my charts, I'm gonna laugh even harder. And if you lose,
Oh man. But yeah, so shout out to everybody listening to this podcast, man. It's always fun, Flip, having you on here. I know we try to be as serious as we can, but we still gotta have fun while we're doing it and break the fourth wall at times. It makes the podcast that much more enjoyable. But thanks again for being on both of these because again, I'm running these back to back. I'll put the first one up and then this one right after it. So you guys got double the fun tonight. About 2 hours of us talking shit. You think somebody's gonna sit there through 2 hours of us bullshitting? Hope so.
well, they got 3 weeks. They got some
Yeah, three
time.
whole weeks. Just listen 5 minutes at a pop. That's all.
All right.
5 minutes here when you're taking a shit, another 10 minutes, whatever it is you do. But again, thanks for listening. And until next time, guys, take care. I love you all, man.
Peace.